Oh, hey there everybody, this is Matt Gary, and on this episode of Coding with the Force, I'm going to show you how to install Illuminated Cloud 2 in the IntelliJ IDE to make development much easier on the Salesforce platform. Alright, so before we get started actually installing, setting up IntelliJ and Illuminated Cloud 2, I just want to go over why you would ever want to use an IDE and what an IDE is, and then your other options for Salesforce if you don't want to go down the Illuminated Cloud route. An IDE is an integrated development environment. It's really just a thing to make your life as a developer way easier. It has features like better debugging, syntax highlighting, so you can see that variable names are highlighted purple, so you kind of already know, okay, that purple thing, that's a variable that exists somewhere. And it has autocomplete features, so for instance, if I delete this and I put 2, it's going to just automatically pop up to external form for me. I don't have to write it all out. I don't have to really remember every method that's available to me there. It's just as soon as I put that dot operator down, it's going to tell me, you know, what else can I do here based on the, you know, whatever I'm doing or whatever I'm looking at that point in time. The other options that you have on the Salesforce platform, there is the now retired Force.com IDE for Eclipse. I wouldn't suggest it, but you could certainly still use it. For a very long time, it was the only thing around, and I used it quite a bit. There is the Visual Studio Code IDE. It is the only free one. That being said, it is the IDE that requires the most out of you, probably, as in you have to really learn command line tools quite a bit, command line operations, especially with the Salesforce CLI, to be able to do whatever it is you might want to do. That being said, it's still very good. It's my second favorite option past Illuminated Cloud 2, so if you're going to go with another one, definitely go with that one. And then there's the Welkin Suite, which is an IDE made specifically for Salesforce. So, now that we've gone over those, one other thing just before I get started, if you didn't know, Illuminated Cloud 2 is not a free product. I wish it was, but also Scott Wells deserves to be paid for all of his incredible work on this extremely well-made plugin. It's not very expensive though, it's $90 a year, so it's just a few bucks a month, so nothing crazy, thankfully. So how do you get this set up? The first thing you'll want to do is download the Java or the JDK. You can do that via Oracle. You can do it via open source JDK or OpenJDK, I think is what it's called. There's a lot of different places. It doesn't matter where you get your JDK from. If you go to Oracle, you're just going to select your your package that's relevant to you. So say you're on a Windows platform, you're probably gonna select this one, the EXE, download it, install it, run it, install the JDK, and then once you're done installing this JDK, you'll come on over here to IntelliJ, or JetBrains rather, and download the free community version of IntelliJ. You don't have to pay for this. It's completely free. If you did want to pay for IntelliJ, you can pay for the Ultimate Edition. It does have really great autocomplete features for JavaScript, which is of course relevant for Salesforce developers, but you by no means need it. So once you are done downloading IntelliJ and installing it, the next thing that we'll do is install the plugin in IntelliJ for Illuminated Cloud. So once you've got IntelliJ JDK installed, IntelliJ installed, and you've got it up and running, what you'll need to do is go to File, Settings, Plugins, and you'll need to make sure that you're on the Marketplace tab, not the Installed tab. So you can see I've already got Illuminated Cloud 2 installed, and I definitely need to update it. But you would go in here and type in Illuminated Cloud. There is an older version of Illuminated Cloud that you should not use. It's outdated at this point, but the Illuminated Cloud 2 plugin is got everything that the old one did, plus tons and tons of other stuff, and it's still frequently updated and taken care of. So anyway, after you install Illuminated Cloud 2, you do get a 30-day free trial, so you can take a look at it for 30 days for free. Technically speaking, you can change your email over and over and over again and get it for infinite amount of free days. But anyway, so once you've installed it, it's going to ask you to restart IntelliJ, and once you restart IntelliJ, we'll be able to go to New Project, and now in New Project you'll see Illuminated Cloud and Illuminated Cloud SFDX. So if you're working in a DX project, you would want to use this variety instead of the regular Illuminated Cloud variety. I will go over this in a later video, but today I'm just going to show you how to connect to a sandbox org or developer production org via Illuminated Cloud as opposed to DX. So the first time you load this, you're probably going to see connection select, as in there's no options, and if you press this drop down, I have tons, but you probably would have none. So you would need to click this Manage Salesforce Connections button over here to the right, and then it's going to bring up all of your connections. You'll then want to click this button up here called Create Connection, and I'll just name this Test Connection. You can name this whatever you want. Hopefully it's something relevant to make your life a little bit easier. And if you're connecting to a production environment, you'd click Production. If you're connecting to a dev sandbox or a Trailhead, this is a free dev org you spin up, or a Trailhead playground, you choose development instance. Sandbox for all of your sandbox orgs connected to your production instance. If you're lucky enough to have pre-release, you would use that one, and if you are government cloud, you would select other. And if you are a government cloud, you also need to worry about your login URL. You need to change it to my domain, whatever your my domain is. So otherwise, if you're not government cloud, you probably will never have to worry about the login URL changing. So once you have that set up, or once you've chosen the organization type, you're gonna put in your username and then your password, whatever that is. I hope I remember it. And then you need a security token. So if you don't know how to get a security token, I hope you do, or you probably wouldn't be here. You just go to settings, settings over here. It's going to bring up this window, and then you click reset my security token, and it'll email you out a token. And I'm not going to show you my token, but I will just copy and paste it into this window here, and then you'll click the test button. And as long as you get connection configuration is valid popping up, then you've done the right things, and you can hit OK, and you can hit OK again. And then you're going to have the ability in here to pull pretty much anything you can pull from the metadata API into your project. That being said, there's a limit to the amount that you can pull, so if you really did want to pull in all of your org, you would have to do it in chunks. You'd have to select some of it, pull it in, then reconnect, pull the rest of it in. And you know, it takes a little bit depending on the size of your org, but you can pull it all in into one project if you wanted to. So by default, though, Illuminated Cloud has all of the code selected for you, the checkboxes for the code selected, except for Lightning component bundles. Those are not checked by default yet. So if you use those, make sure to come down and select it. Yeah, so once you have your code selected and whatever other metadata that you're interested in selected, then you can hit next. You can name your module whatever you want. This is your project name, the module for your project, and then obviously where your project is going to live on your drive. Then you just hit finish. And I'm going to just say open the project in this window, but you could open it in another one if you're interested. And then what's going to happen is it's going to retrieve the metadata from your org and pull it all down. And this can take a little bit, especially if your org is relatively large. Once it connects and grabs all that information, you're going to end up with a folder, a source folder over here that has all of your code in it. So you can see I've brought down all of this code that exists in my developer org, and yeah, it's great. It's all right here. So say I wanted to do some updates to this. It's very simple in IntelliJ, right? I'm just gonna, maybe I want to add I don't know, some comment up here. This is super cool. All you have to do with Illuminated Cloud is just hit Control-S to save it, and this is actually gonna post directly back into your org in, you know, like seconds. So if I went to the developer console, and I don't know what that was, PDF page wrapper. Oh, I'm on objects, not useful. PDF page wrapper. I should see this is super cool. So you can see just by hitting Control-S, that saved it directly to my organization. I didn't have to do anything fancy or crazy. It just a simple Control-S pushes it right back in there. Additionally, you know, if I created a class in here and said this is a class, and I decided a couple minutes later I didn't want this class. By the way, this will pop up just so you're aware. It generates what's called an offline symbol table. This is what allows the autocomplete methods of for your Salesforce objects. So basically it's taking a look at the Salesforce objects for you, and that way it basically stores kind of like a local copy of those, so it can say, okay, this class or this object has this field, and it can autocomplete those fields for you through the use of that offline symbol table. And you can see it kind of telling you what it's exactly what it's doing right there. And it'll ask you to reload, and just hit yes when it does. And it's going to have this little load bar down here in the bottom. It'll reload. We're good to go. So back to what I was talking about, since that popped up and kind of got me off topic. If you wanted to just delete this, you can hit the delete button, and it's going to automatically delete it from your org. So if I went back into my org and try to look for, this is something, this is a class, it's not going to be there, so it's gone. It's super convenient, but on top of that stuff, there's a bunch of other things that are really nice about this. For instance, if you wanted more information about the documents object, you can just hit Control-Q, and it's going to pop up this tooltip. Obviously, if I hover over it, it does that as well. It just tells you some basic information. Let me see if I can get a better one than that. So where's my generator class? Say I wanted more information on the schema object. The schema object in the SObject type class, it actually pulls this directly from Apex, the Apex documentation. So it's going to give you an overview of all of the methods related to it, which is really very, very convenient. Another thing that is great about this IDE and what has been added to it with Illuminated Cloud 2 is that you can have a formatter. It has a auto formatter for you, so you can set up your formats. And so, for instance, I like dropline brackets, which might not be popular with a lot of people, but it is with me. And so, say there's a whole bunch of brackets that were inline instead of dropline. I can just hit Control-Alt-L after I've set up those preferences, and you can see it just automatically dropped that line for me, and it would do that for every single thing in the file. You can also see just how easy it is to set that up. So you would go to Editor, Code Style, and then you'll find Apex in here, and you can determine, exactly how you want your wrappings and formats to be. Do you want else on a new line or not on a new line? You can be very specific with it. So it's a great way to make sure that your code style is upkept everywhere. And that's really it. There's a ton of other stuff out there about Illuminated Cloud. There's also, as you can see, tons and tons and tons of other very useful hotkeys that exist for this. It's my favorite editor because there's just so much you can do with it that cuts down on the amount of time that you take to develop. The other great thing about this is if you pull down all of your code and your configuration, you can do a global search on everything. So for instance, if I wanted to see where all the places where G auto _ PDF was used, then you can see it brings up every place that it is used within your org. So it's really beneficial, especially when you're in a new org and you don't know everything, or even if you're in an org you've been in for a while but it's gigantic, to figure out, where is this object being manipulated, where is a specific field on this object being updated, things along those lines. It makes it so easy to figure out how the code is interacting with things in your org, as opposed to trying to do that in the dev console or something else. So, all right, I think I've covered anything. If you guys have any questions about this or any other IDEs, please let me know. But that is it for today, and I will see you guys next time.